Do you want to know what's worth purchasing right now? Do you want to see new things that are coming in for fall? I've got them here for you today. Hey everyone, welcome back. So yes, I am channeling Dolly Parton with my hair today. I am not blowing it out. I'm not making it straighter. I was just like, you know what? making it big in honor of Dolly Parton. If you're watching this at a different time when this goes up, this is the week that Dolly Parton passed away, and I was actually gonna do a whole Dolly Parton look, but I don't really think I have the right makeup for that right now, or the right frame of mind. Yeah, it's been a week, but I will say that I have a lot of really great things here today that we're gonna try out. Some of them brand new to me, some of them a little bit of an update, but there's a lot dropping, especially at Sephora lately, which is interesting. And I know it's difficult sometimes to discern what's worth picking up, so hopefully this video will help. This is the Kiehl's Ice Color-Shot Plump Serum, and I'm wearing it right now. I cannot talk about the effects of this long term. Okay, again, I've said many times, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not an esthetician. I'll talk about it in 3 months, I'll tell you what I've seen for my skin. However, I can say what I see instantly, and it instantly plumps your skin. You can just see it. Like, your skin looks glowy, dewy, it looks fantastic. It's $78. $78. And it's going to give you this plump, healthy. I did not look healthy like 10 minutes ago. So this is a great product. Kiehl's is having a sale right now as I record this. This is not part of that sale. The things that I would pick up from the Kiehl's sale, I'll just put the stickers up or the links down below, but the Kiehl's moisturizer is excellent. I'm also trying a new one. It's an Ultra Facial Barrier Hydrating Cleanser because I've been having problems with my barrier, because I'm skin barrier, because I've been trying to use retinol. It's a whole nother thing. But this cleanser, I'm going to try this and see if that helps. And there's a couple of other things. They did also send me a retinol. It's a skin renewing daily micro dose serum. So I'm going to try using this like once a week and see how that works, and then see if I can build up to like once a day in maybe 6 months. But I asked Kiehl's, I asked them specifically. I trust Kiehl's. I like their brand. I've been using them for 30 years. I don't even know how long. So I trust when they do things. I generally like their products. There's products I like better in different categories, but overall I always think they come up with solid things. So, but this new plumping serum I really like. Like, this actually works. So anyway, this one's worth it. And I'll let you know about the retinol and the cleanser. But they are having a huge sale right now. So if you love Kiehl's, check it out. All right, the thing that I'm going to spend the most time on today is the I'm probably destroying his name. I heard it, but for those of you out there who have questioned my ability to like pronounce French words correctly, I'm a lawyer by training, took the bar, passed it on the first try. I'm great with numbers. I'm not good. In fact, I think I have like an issue with hearing something and then pronouncing it. I can hear it multiple times and still not pronounce it correctly. So if I get a French pronunciation wrong or any other language, it's not because I haven't tried to figure it out. It's because for some reason I can't seem to pronounce it correctly. If you ask me to write it, I could do it. But pronouncing it, I don't know, there's some kind of issue up there. Maybe it's why I'm so good with numbers and not words. All right, so Hung Vanngo has a new foundation, relatively new foundation. And the thing about this foundation that is the most controversial, I guess is the way to put it, is the fact that there are no undertones, supposedly, to the foundation, or that they're all yellow undertone. I don't know. People have been saying all kinds of things, so, you know, who the heck knows what is actually true. But I will say that from what I have read, the idea is that all of it is blurring and neutralizing. And yes, some of the shades are more yellow or more pink or more, cool, warm, all of that. But they're not specifically made to be cool, neutral, warm. Like, that's not what his thought process was. It says it's a weightless, long-wear serum foundation. Serum is in, guys. That delivers medium to full coverage with a hydrated, naturally blurred finish. The hydration thing is the one that gets me, because it says the finish is radiant, natural matte. I don't know what that means. Hyaluronic acid, micropheres, blurs the looks of imperfections. Niacinamide licorice extract promotes smoother, brighter, more even-looking skin. Niacinamide is basically vitamin B. More complicated than that, but that's the gist. And it says, while traditional ranges include strong, warm, and cool undertones, this collection features custom, nuanced neutrals for each shade depth. Handcrafted by Hung based on decades of experience in all skin tones, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I went to Sephora and I tried on a number of different shades, and I was very torn between 3 and 4. If you can't tell, I'm pale, okay? My skin on my face is actually much pinker, much redder than the rest of my body. That's from pure rosacea. Right now, it's particularly bad, I think, because I've just had a week, okay? So it comes in this little plastic, easy to shake bottle, which I actually like. And it's, as he said, pretty thin, serum-like foundation. I went with 4, even though it's a little bit more yellow than 3, because I wanted to see how it would neutralize the redness in my skin. The 3 is probably a better, quote, match for my skin. But if this is a nuanced, not traditionally cool, warm kind of foundation, let's see what happens when I pick something that I think is a good match for my skin, but maybe a little warmer. It's not even warm. A little bit more yellow than I would have picked, say, 5-10 years ago. A little commentary on how I put this foundation on. First of all, as a former makeup artist, and hi, if you've never watched before, my name is Jennifer. I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago, and I would love it if you go down and hit that subscribe button and become part of our amazing community. Really, one of the best ways to put foundation on your skin is to take little dots, figure out where you're going to put them, try to start sort of in the center of your face, and go outward. I have a tendency to put it on the back of my hand. The reason I do that in general is because my skin is so dry. I feel like putting it on the back of my hand and mixing it like this warms it up a little bit. It almost like dilutes it a little bit, and it helps with my type of skin because my skin is so dry. But I also do put dots on my face and do it that way. It kind of depends on my mood, to be honest with you. But I also know how much foundation I need, like, because I've done this so much. I know when I do this, I know how much I'm gonna need. So I don't overdo my foundation unless I'm purposely doing it. Really the best way though is dot it, put it here, and then blend out. You'll find that it works much better for application that way. Just a little note. Okay, one of the most important things about foundation is how it wears. Right now the foundation actually looks fine. It feels pretty weightless. It doesn't really feel like anything. It feels similar to the Westman, to be honest. It's similar, doesn't feel like much. It does feel tackier than the Westman does when you first put it on. I would also say at the moment, this is just, right this second, it looks, to me, a little yellow. But if you look at it against my neck, you'll see that it's actually a pretty close match, which is why I ended up going with the 4 instead of the 3. I know a lot of people watch me and they're like, oh, but your skin is pinker. My skin on my face is pinker. But when you put it here, which is really where you should start trying to match your foundation, do it against your neck. You will find that my skin is actually more neutral, peach leaning, but neutral, than it looks necessarily on camera. So I actually think the 4 is fine. If I really like the foundation, I'll get the 3 as well and see how that works. The thing about foundation though is you wanna give it time. You need to try it. It's kind of like perfume. You need to try it in different temperatures, different days of the month if you're a woman. You need to do it when it's raining. You need to do when it's humid. You need to try different things with a foundation because your skin will change the way the foundation works. Now, if you're one of those very lucky people, your skin is always the same no matter what you do, okay, fantastic for you. You will know. But for most of us, different times of the month, different weather conditions, whether it's hot, cold, humid, dry, will impact the foundation and how it wears. You always want to do it multiple days before you make a decision, and you want to wear it for multiple hours. An hour of foundation is not long enough. You need like 6 at least. And you'll see how it breaks down and how it wears on your skin. Right now, it actually feels quite comfortable. It looks very skin-like. I don't see any radiance to this whatsoever, but that's okay because like I said, the Westman doesn't really have radiance and I like that foundation very much. So I'm not always I always don't need to look dewy. I like looking dewy, but I don't always need to look dewy. Let's see how this wears throughout this video and then I'll do updates on it. But at the moment, what I would say is it has a similar feel, weightlessness that the Westman does, and it actually has a similar finish so far. And we'll see how it wears on me, and I'll let you know, because I have dry skin. Now it is getting drier out. We're getting into fall here in New England. It's about to get extremely dry because it's going to be, you know, winter, and winter in New England's a whole nother thing. So let me draw on my brows a little bit with the ABH. ABH is still the best for my brows because, as a pencil, because it's the one line that has the right shade of auburn. If anyone else is aware of a line that has an auburn that's similar to the ABH, all the other auburns I find are more like strawberry blonde, and that obviously is not the color of my hair. I do draw on my brows a little bit with this. I will say my brows do seem a little bit thicker to me. I have been using for a couple of months now New Lastin Brow. They did send it to me, but it does seem to be working. Whether they sent it to me or not, it does seem to be working. I do like it, and you might want to check it out. This is the new Caliray Come Hell or High Brow Gel. Here's the thing I don't like about this. My brows are now thicker. They were thicker once, and then I tweezed them all off. Watch what happens to the wand as I put it on. It bends drastically. And the reason it bends drastically is because to get through my brows that are thicker, it is a very, very thin wand. So I have to sometimes like hold the wand so that I can actually get it through the brow. Like I have to like kind of go like this so that I can get it like stiff so that I can get it through the entire brow. However, although that is a little annoying, it does hold the brow exceedingly well once it's on, and it doesn't give you any of the white cast. It doesn't look like you're holding up your brows with some gel. Like you don't get that shellacked look. It looks really good. Caliray did a great job with this formula. I think the reason they kept it really thin like that was so that it wouldn't be like a thick looking brow gel, you know, thing. I think for most people you won't even notice it won't bend because most people won't have as thick brows as I do. But when your brows are thick, just be aware that you might have to hold the wand to do it. It's a nitpicky thing, but I'm in a nitpicky mood, so it's not been a great week. Next, I have a brand that was sent to me that I have never used before, and it's OGEE, OGEE. Their tagline is, where certified organic skincare meets high performance beauty without compromise. Our commitment to clean beauty is backed by the highest standard of our NSF organic certification. So obviously this is a clean beauty brand. And I've actually seen a lot of ads for this. So when they reached out, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try them because I have a feeling you guys buy this or at least are interested in it because I see a lot of people online with it. So I was like, you know what? It's not necessarily like, I'm not against clean beauty. I think clean beauty is a great thing. It's just that I find a lot of times brands will do this thing where they'll be like, we're clean beauty. And honestly, it's just for marketing. It's not because they actually care. Can you tell I'm in a snarky mood, salty mood? Yes. So that's my thing. But I mean, if the brand is actually committed to it and that's actually what they believe in, they make good products, then I think that's fantastic. So I asked them to send me numerous things. I have a sculpting face stick. They're all called sculpting face sticks, and they look like this, like kind of like a Westman or a number of other brands that have that kind of streamlined, cylindrical. It's actually very nice. I'll tell you the other thing I like about this in a minute. These are sculpted face sticks. I have them in amber, which is more of a bronzer. I have it in opal, which is of course a highlighter. I have it in pink diamond, which is a blush, and I have it in copper, which is also a bronzer, but there's a reason I got two bronzers you'll see in a second. What I really like about this, just off the top, is that each one is a different color. So I can easily look at these and go, this is the highlighter, this is the bronzer, and in fact, this is the darker bronzer, this is the lighter bronzer, and here's the blush. That is brilliant. I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm gonna put my Vicci. Vicci sent me these, which you've seen me wearing in a lot of my videos, and they also just sent me a cobalt blue pair, which was so kind of them because I told them how much I like cobalt blue. I have recently realized that I need reading glasses, and I went to a optometrist, and she's like, your vision is fine. Your vision is 20/20. Turns out I had better vision than average. We'll chalk up one for me. Never really realized it, and so now my vision is regular, and reading things really up close, like the really small print on this stuff, that's why I can't see it. So these are reading glasses. They're just a 0.1. You can order them online. They're just a 0.1. That's all they are. But they also sent me, like I said, the cobalt blue ones, which I'll wear soon because they look really cool. So I have these standing by. I have a pair now in every room. I have to because I'm like, oh, things look blurry. So let's start with the opal and see how this looks. Now, again, usually what I would do with these is put them on the back of my hand or put them on the brush, but I'll put it on my face so that we can just see how it interacts with the foundation. Okay, it does move the foundation. I don't know if that's the stick or the foundation or a combination of both. I mean, we just don't know. This is what it looks like. I'm like doing it thick on the skin. Oh, that's nice, actually. I will use a synthetic brush. This is Anissa sent this to me. I like the Anissa brushes very much. Okay, so it's obviously it's a cream. You can see the gleam to that, but it's absolutely lightweight. There's no particles in there. You can see the little, like the gleam, but there's no particles or anything like that. It's a very pretty formula. We'll see how it wears, but I really like that. That's nice. Anybody who doesn't like, when you don't really need something that's like going to draw more attention to whatever you don't like about your skin. This is the blush, or what I'm using as blush. Again, they're all called sculpted face sticks, so you can use them for whatever you want. You can use this on your lip. And this one is in pink diamond. Ooh, very nice. That blended well. It blended with the highlighter very well. Very nice, healthy glow. Look at that. Okay, I see you. Good job. Let me swatch it on my hand. Yeah, this is a very nice formula. See, this is why don't say no to things just because you don't know what it is or that it's new to you, because sometimes it ends up being your favorite thing. Okay, so this is the deep bronzer and here's the light bronzer. I went with the deep bronzer and the light bronzer because I had a feeling that the light bronzer was going to be, and it is, warm, and the deep bronzer was going to be cool. So I'm going to take the deep bronzer. I'm going to use the light bronzer too, but I'm going to take the deep bronzer and I'm going to do something a little weird with it. I'm going to put it on my skin, and then I'm going to take, this is a brush from Rose & Ben, which I use for blushes. This is going to be too deep for me in the traditional way of a bronzer. But here's the thing, because of the coolness in here, and because it's a cream, and you can sheer it out, because you can already tell these are products that you can sheer out really well. This is going to be a really nice contour product for me because of the coolness in here. And it's not too deep. Like if it was super deep, I'd be like, But it actually, because of its undertone, I actually think this is going to be a product that I'm really going to like, because it's really blendable. You can just see how easy it blends out. Look at that. And it works actually really nicely on me. In fact, I think I could use this as a blush in a way. It's a very, cool tone brown blush, but I like that. I was in my 20s in the 90s, so that works for me. Look at that. That looks great. Yeah, I love that look. I think that looks fantastic. All right, so I am very impressed so far, OGEE. Like, thank you for sending me these things. These might become, I might have to get more of these. This is the warmer shade. So a bronzer really is supposed to be almost where, like a golden bronzer, almost where highlighter is, because it's supposed to hit you where the sun would hit you. So if you're gonna do a little bit of golden, if you're gonna go, a little bit of, quote, bronze, when you like something that generally is a little cooler, I would look for more of the high points of your face and nose and bridge of your nose and those types of areas, because actually it will look more natural. Yeah, this is nice, and it's blending in really well. Now, I will say I'm still dealing with the new foundation, and I don't know exactly how that is interacting with all of this, but so far, yes, it does move the foundation a little bit, but it didn't, if you look, like it didn't just erase the foundation. It actually looks quite nice. Look at that. This look is coming together. I like everything so far, and you know, it's lifting my mood a little bit. It's just been one of those weeks. And then of course, you know, Dolly Parton and Tim Curry, I was just like, really? I generally don't drink alcohol because alcohol makes me sick. So there are these drinks that it's called Cann, C-A-N-N. I'll make sure there's links and pop up and stuff. They're actually having a sale as well. Everyone's having a sale, Labor Day sale. It started early. And there are some canned drinks that are extremely good. They taste great. And they're not going to knock you out or anything. They just kind of relax you. And honestly, I feel like I should order some right now because it's been that kind of week. This is also the new shade by Armani. It's not new, but these are the Dolci blushes, and I like them so much. I went out and bought shade 5. This is a really pretty mauve brown shade in case you're interested in if you wanted to know what it looked like. It is sheerable, but it is a deep shade. On me, obviously, I will use it very lightly because I don't like a lot of blush. I'm going to use the Chanel 9 pan. There has been so much brouhaha over the difference between Crush and Flying Cloud lipstick. And I'm going to say this once, and then I'm never going to address this again. They are the same shade. If you think they look different, fantastic. That's great. As long as you're happy and you think they're different, then that's great. Buy what makes you happy, guys. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. The 9 pan, however, here's the thing about the 9 pan. I said this in my video when I did it. It is not I'm going to use this word and then some people are going to be offended by it probably, but today I don't care. It is not an impressive palette. Impressive to me means, you know, you look at something and you're like, wow, I haven't seen that before, or, you know, oh, that is so much different than other things I have, or it stands out in some way. This does not. This does not do any of those things. This is a basic. I'm using this shade first. Now I'm going to use this shade. This is a very basic palette. I mean, if you looked up basic in the dictionary, you would find pumpkin spice lattes, which, by the way, I like. I'm good with that. I'm fine with it's basic. I actually don't drink lattes. I drink pumpkin spice chais, but it's the same thing. But this would be in the dictionary. It's basic. It's about as basic as you get. And you know what? I have 2 distinct personalities. I am a Gemini. I have basic, where I'm like this. I'm wearing my West Point shirts because my husband bought me like 20 West Point shirts forever ago, and I just interchange them. Most of the time, that's what I'm wearing during the day. Or I'm all out, where I'm like full decked in like, you know, makeup and hair and jewelry and shit. I have those 2 modes. And I am totally fine with my basic mode being this and my pumpkin chais. That's okay. Doesn't bother me at all if people think it's basic. So I am totally happy with this palette, but I have learned over the years to not get like too attached to what I think something is going to be. I just enjoy it for what it is, or I don't. I either say, okay, this is for me and I like it, or I don't. And that's okay. Either way. This is something that I will use all the time. And I actually am going to New York pretty soon. And I think I'm going to bring this palette with me, along with some Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize, because I love those things. It's just a simple, easy to use palette. It's something that I will use. Like it's got the shades in it that I really like. I also will say the white shade in here, which I'm going to use right now, is really, really nice. Like it's sparkly, yes, but it adheres really well, which is hard to do with the sparkly shade. And it transforms a look pretty quickly. If you use your finger, even more so. So I'm happy with the palette. Is it worth $132? Guys, no. The whole worth it thing depends on your version of what money means to you and how you want to spend it. So no, it's not $132, but I really like it. And I'm going to enjoy using it. I also think the formula in it is good. I do. I think the formula is good. It's a good Chanel formula. Solid. Works well, doesn't flake. Ravie Beauty. Ravie Beauty sent me some things and I used them and was so impressed that they're actually sending me some more things, which was incredibly kind. This is Allie Glein's line, and if you are somebody who, doesn't necessarily need everything to be a designer name, and you're willing to try something that has a influencer behind it, and I get why not everybody's thrilled about that, but you know what? Just because you're on YouTube doesn't mean that you're not talented and capable of creating makeup. The Allie Glein's line, this Ravie Beauty, is really impressive. I'm really liking, I have her liners, as you can see right now. I'm using her eyeliner. This shade is Drift. A little bit of gray to it. I really like it. Long wearing, easy to put on. They glide on and they stay on. They work really well. This is her liner, her lip liner in Fig. Goes on super smooth, stays on, works extremely well. And the price point of her liners, so much less than what I usually wear. So, guys, it doesn't have to be expensive to be good. I think sometimes the things that are the best tend to be expensive because of ingredients, and now we have like tariffs and taxes and all of those things. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all things that are inexpensive are bad. You just have to find quality products that are reasonable price. I am very impressed with her line. I'm very excited to get more things. I will try them out for you, and I will let you know how they work. I am also wearing a new shade from MAC lipstick. I've been wearing a lot of MAC lipstick lately because I got kind of on a kick about MAC lipstick lately. I don't know exactly why, but I really like MAC lipsticks. I always have. And so when I worked for Chanel, when I first worked for Chanel, before I worked for Chanel, I worked for Chanel, and on the other side of the booth was a MAC. And so I got to know the MAC girls. They were girls at the time. MAC girls, makeup artists. And I got a lot from them. I learned a lot from them because the MAC artists, and I don't know if this is still true, but the MAC artists went through intense training. And so they would teach me, like in our off hours, like when we didn't have anything to do or nobody was there, they would do makeup on one another, or they'd do makeup on me, or, and I would learn a great deal from those women. And so I picked we got trained at Chanel as well, but MAC was very intense back in the day. And I learned a great deal from them. And so I've always had an affinity for the MAC products, and I just think they're good. This is a shade, it's called Alone Time. And MAC is also at Sephora now, so you have more access to it. But I have been hearing so much about cool toned lipsticks and how everyone wants cool toned, and eyeshadow too. Alone Time is one of those shades that if this goes warm on you, again, it's like the Stone lip liner from MAC. Something's off because it's about as cool toned as you get. The only lipstick I know from MAC that's way cooler than this is a shade called Stone. It mirrors the liner, and that is gray, basically. It is. On some people, though, it's not. Like, if you put it on their lips, it does go pinker. So check out Stone. See what you think of Alone Time. I think Alone Time is a really great shade. I think it's a very pretty shade. I think it has enough like brown in it and enough pink that it really looks good as a cool tone lipstick. On me, the gray lipstick Stone is too cold. It's too cool. But I do like a cool lipstick from time to time, but I don't want something that's going to make me look dead. So Alone Time, I think, is a great choice. I really enjoy this shade. I am going to put on some Swede mascara to finish up this look. There's one other product that I want to mention to you, and it is not a beauty product. These were sent to me. These are from Margaux, and I want to show them to you in a video because I feel like shoes are really hard to show in a picture. Like, it's difficult to get the nuance of like a suede, in my opinion, in a picture. The suede on these is really well done. Like, it's really nice. It's very smooth. These remind me of like almost like bedroom slippers, like very French cool girl kind of look, which is generally not me. I've never been a cool girl. I never will be. But I really like these. Like, these are fun to wear because I've worn these a couple times and I've gotten compliments every time. Everyone's just like, "Ooh, who?" I think people think they're in the row. And I, in fact, mentioned I think I put up a post that if you're looking for things from the row, Margaux is a place to look because they have these, I think these are called the Claras, and they very much look like a dupe for the row. Like almost, it's very, very close. And the price point, these are like $300. The rows are like $1,200. And I'm sorry, but I'm not spending $1,200 on mules flats. I'm not going to do it. The other thing I would say about Margaux is the shoes are made really, really well. And they actually have a new season in right now, because like I said, it's fall and everybody's, coming out with their new stuff. But they have a pair of platforms, which is the exact opposite of the Claras, that I was looking at because I really liked the way they looked. They have like a knot. I'll put up a picture. So Margaux is a brand that so far I've been very impressed with. I also have a bunch of fashion ready-to-wear pieces that I have recently been trying on to try to give you a better idea how they fit, from Spanx, Quince, J. Crew, Viore, Alo, because I think, if you're like me and you have those two modes, you're like, I have this mode and I have the dress up mode, but two, you want to incorporate your more expensive pieces with more reasonable pieces. Like I have some very high-end Chanel pieces, and then I have the Gap. And there's a Gap shirt, for example, that's out right now that is a new season that I love. I tried it on. I was like, this is perfect for me. It's a denim shirt. But if you're going to buy a denim shirt and there's a really cute Chanel one that just was released, and I think it's $7,000 or something crazy. I'll put the actual price down below. And it's really pretty, but I'm like, the denim shirt from Gap I think is $50. It's not hard to do the math, right? So I will have a couple of those things that I'll start sprinkling in because it is fall. It's my favorite time of year. And this is when I tend to start looking at fashion. Like I love clothes, guys. I love clothes. I love shoes. I love all that stuff. But I don't look at it during the summer because it's too hot. And I'm just not in the mood. A little bit of mascara makes a huge difference for me. I know everyone says mascara is out right now, but here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care. I subscribe to the belief that everyone should be who they are, and if you like mascara, wear mascara. If you don't like mascara, then don't wear it, and that's fine too. But for me, I feel like mascara always like finishes a look for me. In fact, if I'm in a rush and I like don't have time to do a full face of makeup, but I want to look more polished, I will do something like a skin tint, mascara. I'll do my brows, because brows I actually do think like shape the face. Mascara, and then just a dab of lipstick and run out the door. Because I feel like those are the things that sort of create the structure of your face. Just my 2 cents there. Okay, so I admit, when I started this video, I was in a not as good a mood as I am in now. That's what I love about makeup. For me, playing with makeup is enjoyable. Like, it's fun. I enjoy buying makeup, but more importantly, I enjoy using makeup. Like, I like playing with it and creating things. I've always been a very creative person. I don't know how I do know how I became a lawyer, but that's a whole nother conversation. So let's walk through the products right now. Kiehl's having a huge sale. I would really recommend this plumping serum. Again, I can't tell you long term, but instant plump, which I have to say is impressive. And it does feel good on the skin. Like, it doesn't irritate my skin or anything like that, which is important because I have sensitive skin. The Hung Vanngo, I think it actually looks fantastic. You guys can let me know what you think and your thoughts about how it looks on my skin. But in the 10x mirror, it looks really good right now. This is shade 4. If I really like the way this wears and I like the way it looks on me over some time, then yes, I will probably buy the 3. I have so much makeup, I'm not buying other shades unless it's necessary. The Westman, I am buying the 3, Fair 3. I am going to wait for it to go on sale, but yes, I really love that foundation. I like the way it wears on me. So again, I made the decision after wearing it for a while. I was like, yeah, that's actually something I would do. The OGEE line, I'm very impressed. I think it looks really nice on my skin, and it works really well with this foundation. I'll have to try it separately, and I'll have update videos. I always do with different foundations and see how it works, and see how it works with just like a skin tint. But I love the packaging. I love the fact that there's different colors on the outside for those of us who do not want to stare at the bottom of the thing with their glasses, even though my glasses are very cool. Again, Vicci, thank you for sending me these. But I don't always have to strain my eyes to figure out what's on the bottom. So the fact that the colors are on here that's brilliant. Amazing. The Caliray Brow. It does really look good, guys. Like, it makes the brow set, and it gives you a perfect look, but it doesn't look shellacked. So the only thing I said is the wand bends if your brows are thick, but I mean, you can get over that. It's okay. The Alone Time lipstick from MAC, if you're really a cool lipstick lover, check it out. It's a great shade. It is at Sephora. Chanel. I'm not going to go into the lipstick debate, guys, but the 9-pan, is it special? Is it unique? Is it spectacular? No. Do I really like it? Yes. I really enjoy it. I think it's a really nice formula. It's the shades that I will wear, and I can actually see me using this. So I'm happy with it. Ravie Beauty. I will have more. Like I said, they were kind enough to reach out and send me more things. So when I get them, I will demonstrate them for you. But very impressed by the liners. Like really impressed. I'm not ready to say they're as good as Tom Ford, the lip liners, but I'm impressed enough to say that I'm going to try to compare the two because I'm very impressed with the Ravie brand so far. So anyway, I'll have more soon. The Margaux shoes. Check out Margaux as a brand for shoes. I am one of those people, like, I like to have options in shoes. My clothes tend to be a little bit more conservative. Like, I don't do a lot of patterns or anything in my clothes because I'm 5 feet tall, and I don't know, they tend to overwhelm me. But I do like to have, like, lots of different shoes, like different types of fun shoes. So I'm not the kind of person who generally spends a lot of money on shoes, but I want good quality shoes. And the Margaux are really well done. You really should, especially these suede Claras. I really like these. These are lovely. I have so much more to show you. Fall is like so busy and there's so much coming at us, but always remember, and I say this all the time, the question of whether you need any of these things. Most of us, I'm not gonna speak for all of us, most of us don't need anything. Most of us, because we love these things, we already have a lot. But I was thinking to myself this week when I was talking to my husband about, like, I'm just not in the mood to really film. This has been, like I said, it's been a week. We all have them. Dolly Parton died. Tim Curry died. Very individual, very unique people who will be missed. And I think my thought process was, I don't need these things. Why even buy new stuff? And you know what? I love this stuff. I love makeup. I love beauty. I love color. I love, like, skincare and ready to wear and fashion. And you know what? If somebody else doesn't like that or thinks that it's frivolous, that's fine. They can go and think that. But as long as you're buying these things because it brings you joy and you can afford them, and you're not, just buying to just have things, but you're actually using them, then enjoy it. It's fabulous. Like, what a lucky life we have that we get to play with all of these things, and we can sit down at a mirror in a kind of grumpy mood and an hour later be happy and, like, energetic because you created something pretty. Like, what's wrong with that? So I encourage you all to go out and take a look at all the fall things that are dropping. There's a lot coming at us, which can be a little overwhelming, but maybe we should just look at it as fun and as an opportunity to find, like, that next new lipstick that makes you smile. Whatever it is that you love, whether it's lipsticks or bags or jewelry, let's just enjoy it. Why not? So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on all the things that I talked about today and anything else that you'd like me to be trying, because, like I said, there's a lot dropping. So I'm happy to check out things for you, because you never know what might be your, like, next new favorite brand or product. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.